G in the kitchen again, and today we're going to make meatballs for a sub or a pasta dish, totally up to you. But we're going to make some meatballs. What you'll need first, obviously, some ground beef, or the healthier option is ground turkey, okay? Which are both part of the protein group, along with foods such as eggs, green beans, and pig, which is like bacon. Now, which one's healthier? I'd say probably the ground turkey is a little bit healthier. It has less fat content, okay? But we're just going to make it and go with it. So we need those two things. You need some shredded cheese. You need some breadcrumbs. And if you cannot find breadcrumbs, all you have to do is toast 2 pieces of bread and then put it in a mixer, okay? Also, you'll need 1 jar of pasta sauce, okay? It's up to you which one you want to use. Does not matter to me. Also, some garlic and onion seasoning is also good as well, but not required. And, of course, 1 or 2 eggs, depending. Okay, depending on how big the egg is. I might end up using 2 because it's a pretty small egg. And before we do anything, make sure to wash your hands for 15 or 20 seconds in the sink with hot water and soap, okay? I've already done that, so I'm good to go. Well, now we're going to get mixing, so I'll move the camera and let's get going. Okay, so now I'm going to get my ground beef, just kind of put it in the bowl. Whoosh. Kind of see it in there, right? Put it all in there. And what I like to do is just kind of get your hands in there, right? Just kind of squish it about. Make sure it's all nice and mixed together. Now, of course, after this, you gotta wash your hands before touching anything else, okay? After we do this, we're gonna put in the breading. So let me do this first, and we'll get going, okay? And don't worry, I'll walk you through this step by step. Yes, I did mix them, so, because I didn't have enough. So, if you don't have enough, you can do the same thing, it won't affect it. Okay, so now it's pretty much mixed together, right? I'm going to wash my hands and I'll be right back. Remember to wash your hands for 15 or 20 seconds with hot water and soap. Make sure it's washed thoroughly, alright? Alright, now that I've washed my hands pretty thoroughly, dry them off. Alright. What we're going to do is, I'm going to add in my egg, okay? I have it right here. Just going to crack it in here. Just put it in there. Now, it says 1, but these are pretty small. You know what? Let's try with 1 first, and then we'll kind of just go with it. Now, all of this is just kind of best guess. For this, I just kind of pour some cheese in there. You don't have to add any of these things. You can even chop up vegetables. I sort of go like 1, and I just sort of grab it and just put it in there. Alright. No real measurements needed. What was that? The breading, or the breadcrumbs, which is part of the grains group, okay? We have them right here. I used a food processor, but honestly, I've used a blender before, and it totally worked. As long as they're like this, it works, okay? So you don't need to actually buy them in the store. I'm just going to throw all these in there. Boom. Alrighty. So we'll try that. That there. A little bit of it. Seasoning, just a pinch. So if you're not sure, just put some on your hand. I just do like a little bit like this. Just to throw it in there. Maybe an extra little kick of it. Alright. So now we're good to go. We're ready to mix. Okay, so let's get going. Now, what you want to do now is that my hands are pretty dry while mixing this stuff, right? You want to actually get your hands wet again and then come back and mix it. Helps it stick and bind together a little better. Also helps you mix it, okay? So let's go. I'm going to get my hands wet, put them in the water. Alrighty, so we're good to go. Hands are a little wet now. I'm going to sort of just mix it all together. Alright. You can just kind of mix the egg in there. Egg sort of helps it stick together. the breading just kind of goes in there and sticks in there. Make sure it's all mixed thoroughly. I would do this for about 30 seconds, like kneading the dough. So you're kneading the ground beef or ground turkey, and it should be pretty sticky still. Like it should, if you pick it up, it should stick to your hand pretty well, and then drop it in. All right. Awesome. So we only need 1 egg, but I always say 2 just because you never know with the size of an egg. So that's kind of that. This is pretty much it for how to mix the meatballs. And I'll wash my hands and we'll get going. Alright, just washing my hands now. Alright, again, dry them off. Hey there, everyone. Now that I rolled out the meatballs, right? I put them on my hibachi grill. They're already cooking, so here we go. I'll just kind of show you what's going on here. This was the easiest way, I thought, because they literally wouldn't fit in the pan. I already tried. See, didn't really work. It sort of sticks to it. So it is what it is. We're going to keep going with this and see what happens, okay? And you can see how you roll them out, you just kind of take them and put them on there. Super easy. Now you want to do this for about anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. I'm trying to nicely sear. You don't want them falling apart. Alright? So these will be your best friend while doing this. It's easy to turn them. Do not touch this with your hand. Do not attempt to do that. It would hurt. So don't do that. So use the tongs to turn them when they're ready, okay? So I'll be back with you when they're done. We're sitting here, I turn some of them. This is sort of how you do it, right? So I take it right here like this, nice and delicate, and turn it over. You'll see that it's kind of searing on the bottom, so we'll keep doing that for a couple of them, right? Now it's all not perfect. Make sure they're nice and seared, alright? Idea here, you can have meatballs for our pasta or a hoagie. That works too. You want to keep turning them until they're done. It could take a little bit longer depending on what you're using, but ideally, what you want to do is turn it. A little tricky there. See, you want this golden brown on the bottom. I'll show you this one. See? Golden brown on the bottom right here. That's what you're kind of going for, okay? Now, while these other ones I sort of messed up in the pan, I still have some here I can put back on there, but I recommend a hibachi grill or a bigger pan or 2 pans if you have them, okay? It just works a lot better. We're going to give this time, take out little remnants, just put it in another pan. You're going to sort of watch it and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Just watch it and turn it and make sure you don't burn it, alright? I'll be back. Alright, so now that they're getting to almost be done, I'm going to put them on the plate, right? Just find a plate and put them on there, just one by one. They should be pretty firm by now. They should be decently cooked. Some are bigger than others. I have some. Well, you don't need to measure it, it's alright. Just going to go in a hoagie or bowl of pasta. It should be pretty easy to take out. If they're still kind of squishy and firm, or squishy and soft, I would probably leave them on there for a little bit, okay? Make sure you put them on there. Now, are they cooked all the way through? No, they're not. So what you're going to have to do is get a pot on your stove, put it to medium, or medium low, put the pasta sauce in there, and let it just cook for about 30 minutes, okay? That's what we're going to do. So now, we have all our meatballs ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignite the stove. Alright, we're good to go. I'm going to keep it on medium right now, just to kind of heat it up. And what we're going to do is put some pasta sauce in there. Now I have an open one already. I'm going to dump it in there. And then I'll put the meatballs in there and then kind of mix them around. You'll leave it for about 30 minutes, and you should have great tasting meatballs. They should be cool enough for you to put them in there. So we'll just go do that now. Remember, don't eat them yet. They are not cooked all the way through. The temperature you're looking for is 165 degrees Fahrenheit. to eat meat safely, unless it's pork, which is 145 degrees. Okay? So we put that in there, and alright. So we're good to go. Wash your hands again. Alright. Alrighty, you can hear my son in the background. He's having fun with his basketball or soccer ball. Alright, so I'm going to dump a little bit more in there. You can see it. Alright. There. That's about a jar. There's a little bit left in there. Now I'm going to get a spoon. I like the wooden spoons, right? Wooden spoon right here. I'm just going to mix it. Make sure not to mix it too rough because you don't want to break the meatballs, okay? You want them to be coated in it pretty well, though. And make sure the meatballs are coated in that spaghetti sauce. Because here's the thing. You'll cook this now, and then what you're going to do, actually, is cook the spaghetti with the same sauce later. So we're going to set a timer, and that's pretty much it. After about 30 minutes, check it with a meat thermometer, okay? But it should be done, but check it anyways just to be sure. That's pretty much it. That's how you make, well, meatballs. Alright, so here let me show you. Here it is. Right there. I'll give you a closer look. Alright. I'm going to leave it for 30 minutes, close the lid, and I'll check back with you later. Everyone, I'm back. My meatballs are almost cooked all the way through. But before I go, make sure to turn your stove to like a medium low or a low and just sort of watch it for those 30 minutes. Okay, don't leave the kitchen. And after that, you should be good to go. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me know how it turns out. See you later.